Hello, hello, my beautiful friends. You know what day it is. It's Facial Friday. Come and join me live for a demonstration today on a facial regarding pigmentation and skin discolorations. We did a poll last week or this week to see what you ladies wanted to talk about today, and this was one of the answers. So welcome, welcome. I'll give you a few moments to join me live. Once you get with me here, please let me know that you're here with me. Drop me the heart button, whatever emoji you want to drop. How was your week? Mine was great. Tons of things going on this week. But I got some stuff done. I'm feeling very proud and I'm really grateful to be here. So I do have some discolorations in my skin. Yay, I just got a notification that I was live. That's me. I know. Thanks for the notification. And as you know, I have been dermal rolling. So we also tonight have a very special sneak peek. Can you guys see this milia right there in my nose? I'm gonna try and extract that on live camera tonight. This milia is a trapped oil underneath my skin. He's just a little white. He looks like a whitehead, but it's not. It is not infected in any way. And people struggle with them often in the eye area. So after we prep the skin with the Arctic Berry Enzyme treatment tonight, we are gonna go ahead and try and excise that. It's gonna be pretty great. Hopefully it works out the way I think it does. And you might notice today, please let me know you're here. I see that you are here and I have seen no heart buttons. I have seen no hellos. I'm by myself, beautiful friend. I wanna know you're here. I'm wearing this today to show you some of the demarcation that we're talking about with discolored skin. Thank you. We refer to pigmentation in different ways. It can manifest like brown and it can manifest like red. I'm British, so you can kind of see mine's like this ruddy reddiness. You see here and kind of here how I don't have that. So I really wanted to showcase to you, this is probably just daily exposure. I've been pretty good with sunscreen when I'm out at the beach, but on a day-to-day basis, I feel like we forget this part of our chest. So now that you guys are all here with me, drop me a heart button if you are ready to get started with your facial. A thumbs up. Are you guys ready? You got your cleanser, your scrub, a treatment of some kind, Arctic Berry if you have it. And then today we're focusing on pigmentation, so we're using Bright Skin line with Eminence. If you have things like vitamin C, if you have things that are citrusy, acidy at your own home, you don't necessarily have to be using Eminence to join us for Facial Friday. So grab what you've got, get your headband or your hair tied back with your hot bowl of water and your hand towels to rinse your face. And I'll just get started. So tonight we're talking pigmentation. So what is it? Where does it come from and why do we get it? First of all, I'm using the Stonecrop Cleansing Oil. The Stonecrop line is actually very brightening. A lot of the ingredients in our Stonecrop line, a lot of the properties I should say, are brightening for the skin. So we're going to choose Stonecrop gel or Stonecrop oil. If you have a combination skin type, you might love the Stonecrop gel. I have a combination skin type, but I absolutely love Stonecrop oil. It's also one of my favorite oils. That's what this is, Stonecrop Cleansing Oil. To add a physical exfoliation to my face, I use the strawberry dermafoliant with this one, and it makes such an aggressive scrub, I would say. If you mix the dermafoliant with a creamy cleanser, it's a much more mild scrub, such as coconut milk or firm skin. And I love it, a nice, good, solid scrub. That's my favorite way to get started. So we'll add that in next. I don't add water when I add the dermafoliant to the oil. I just add a touch to my fingers. And then I rub that in. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. How are you guys? Facial Friday! Okay, we also tonight are going to reveal the top 3 names that have come in. So I would like it if you would participate in letting me know which one is your favorite. I can't do it right now, but once I announce the top 3, I'll write them in the comments. And if you could write in the comments your preference of which ones you like best. I'll also be doing this over on Instagram, but I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek and a heads up because I really appreciate you joining me and you're going to help me select the winner between the top 3 names that we've chosen. I think we had at least over 15 names, maybe even 20, but I had my lovely Gabby take care of the tallying up, and oh, there was such fun ones. You guys are so creative, and that's really the whole idea, to help me choose, because this is not all about me, I must say. It's all about you. So that feels fantastic. How does that feel on your face? So that is my cleansing oil with my strawberry dermafoliant, exfoliating my skin to prepare it for our bright skin facial. Then I'm just going to use a beautiful hot towel in my hot bowl of water. Good evening. Hello. Let me know you're here, people. Comments. Love. Hello. Hot towel. Oh, I love my hot towel. So when you are noticing discolorations in your skin, pigmentation in your skin, any color in your skin that is darker or even lighter, you have hypopigmentation as well. Woo, look at that. Oh, that's good. That discoloration is most likely coming from one of 2 sources. You have a hormonal disruption internally, or an exposure to sun, doesn't have to be recent, that has caused that skin to change color. So again, refer back to your underneath of your breast, the very inner part of your thigh that gets very little day-to-day sun exposure, to reveal the skin that is undamaged. Now, a lot of the time, my friends, this is not great news, the damage has been done when you were young. So many of us become quite aware of our skin from 20s and up, depending on your upbringing and depending on your family life and your mother and things like that. Many of us who are with me today, I would say, are conscious of skincare and conscious of skin learning. So I would say that from your 20s and up, you're probably aware of and doing your best shot at wearing sun protection throughout the day. But this damage that we can see has happened long before that, long before that. Those days when you were 4 and you were running around and playing, good times. Not good for your skin. So protect your little ones. Let's get started with that. Let's protect those little ones. Hello, Cynthia, welcome. Thank you for your comment and thank you so much for being here. So my next step is the Bright Skin Licorice Root Exfoliating Liquid. Ah. Now, when we're treating pigmentation, there are 2 things that you have to be really conscientious about doing. You're working to prevent the pigment from spreading, and you're working to prevent new pigment from forming. There is no reason on the planet whatsoever, one more time whatsoever, to treat pigmentation without protecting your skin with SPF. That is another reason, yes please Nicole, bright skin peel please. That is another reason I'm wearing this spa robe today. Also because it feels delicious, it's very fluffy. But I'm going to show you the proper application of the complete SPF bundle at the end. Even though I then have to go wash that off again before I go to bed, I really want you to understand that there is no reason whatsoever to do anything bright skin reparative without the prevention and the protection of more. And I'll get into why in just a reason. So, bright skin licorice peel, please. On a cotton pad. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that Velcro? Wouldn't that be great if my Velcro just unpopped and I was topless on camera for a moment? Didn't think of that. Just kidding. I got snaps on there too. So Bright Skin Licorice Peel is one of the treatments that we're using to penetrate into the skin to disrupt the melanocyte activity. This is a tyrosinase inhibitor. So tyrosinase is an enzyme in our skin that is overactive when our melanocytes are triggered. Your melanocytes are the brown cells deep below the surface, and they begin to impregnate themselves all the way through. So usually they're at the bottom in the deep dermal layer, and they give your skin a beautiful even tan when you're exposed to sun. When you have an overdose of tyrosinase enzyme, you get these bursts and these super highway melanocyte activity. So these bursts are just like, that's where your pigment spots and your circles and your marks come into place. So when we see that, we know that we have this overactive tyrosinase enzyme, and we need to quiet him down and stop him from interfering with the normal production of melanocyte cells. The other problem with melanocyte cells, my friends, is that they have a memory. Ugh. They remember their activity. So if any of you have had a treatment like a laser or a peel or any kind of treatment to reduce your visible brown spots, and then they come back, it's because of that cell memory. They love to party, and they love to party with their neighbors. So a melanocyte is like a little octopus. He has dendrites, which a lot of cells don't have. And he likes to go over to his neighbor's house and be like, hey, buddy, you need to be more active. And hey, buddy, you also should be more active. And he starts to affect the neighboring cells so that they get bigger, and the brown spot gets bigger, and the brown spot gets deeper, and then the more visible the brown spot becomes. And it's just a terrible party to attend. So the more tyrosinase inhibitor you can have in your skincare regime, the smaller the dendrites become. So these products shorten and minimize the arms of the dendrite, so he can't affect as many neighbors as he would like to. And it suppresses the visibility and the overactive superhighway of production. So the Bright Skin line with Eminence has a complete range of this ingredient to accommodate whatever need you have and whatever skin type you have going on with that skin condition. Does that make sense, you guys? Tell me if that's making sense and if that's clear to you. So Bright Skin Peel. Now we're going to do the Arctic Berry Enzyme, which I haven't done for a couple of weeks. I'm excited about putting this back on my face. Now, the reason that we're using Arctic Berry Enzyme instead of any other treatment today is because of the stimulation properties in it and the exfoliation properties. So it allows for a deeper penetration of the other ingredients that we're using on top. So we're going to use the Bright Skin Mask, we're going to use the Bright Skin Serum, etc., etc. So the Arctic Berry is the step in the middle that will facilitate the penetration of the other things. So Arctic Berry, please, next. If you're joining with me, please let me know you're keeping up or if I'm moving too fast. Now, when you do have a laser treatment, I'll just tell you while we're doing this, what's happening in those treatments is the laser is like sunshine energy seeking out color, heating up that color and destroying it. So often we know a lot about laser hair removal, and laser hair removal does the same thing. It seeks out the color in the root of the hair. That's why everyone always says you have to have dark hair and light skin. That's changed a little bit now with the most recent lasers. But when you have pigmentation, so imagine you're at the beach, for example, and you've got your dark towel versus your white towel, and your dark towel becomes so hot it can't be touched. Your white towel does not have that same effect. The laser is the sunshine. Your dark towel is the melanocyte, and your white towel is the rest of your skin. So the laser seeks out the color of the dark spot, heats up that cell with the energy of the laser, and essentially cauterizes the nucleus of the cell. So the cell is destroyed, and he can no longer function, so the body eliminates him as a wasted, dead cell. So that's what's happening when you have a laser. It's called photo rejuvenation. Photo for light, rejuvenating the skin with the light. It's a phenomenal treatment. We do an exceptional job of photo rejuvenation because I have had it probably 3 times, maybe 4 times in a total of about 7 or 8 years. It's a magnificent treatment. You may need 1 or 2 depending on how severe your pigmentation is, but it does not need to be done in a series, and it does not need to be done all the time. It's a get the job done kind of treatment. So if you have pigmentation and you've tried all of the products and creams, that's the way to go. I'm just washing my hands of the Arctic Berry. You guys might remember we always wash our hands in between step 1 and step 2. So step 1 is the paste on my face now. You guys, are you there? Nobody's talking with me this evening. If you guys enjoy this video and you think other people should see this video, I'm gonna need you to say hello. Hello. I know you're doing your facial. I am too. Because I love it when I know that I'm talking to people, actual people, not just a little dot on my camera. Okay, so Arctic Berry step number 2 is the enzyme activator. My face is already tingling. I love this. I've missed this so much. So we're going to put a drop. Actually, I'm going to do it this way today because it's kind of different. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Oh, I was with my friend Melissa the other, and she and I both were like, this never gets old. Melissa, are you here with me tonight? I can't see who's here. I feel like Facebook Live, yes! You are here, thank you. I feel like Facebook Lives have changed. There's a little thing going on next to your names, and usually it tells me who's with me as you join, and it didn't today, so I don't know who's with me unless you say something. So now I know I've got Cynthia, I've got Nicole, and I've got Melissa. Hello, my friends. Woo! Hoo, 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 hoo. So that's Arctic Berry. I'm going to just put that on the one time for some, because I dermal rolled yesterday. I was going to say for some reason my skin's a little bit spicy on that one right now, but I dermal rolled last night, so I love my dermal roller. If you guys have any questions about dermal rolling, let me know. It can also be an effective treatment for discolored skin, especially if we're dealing with scars and old acne marks, which is what I am dealing with. I've been rolling for about 3 weeks consistently, 2 to 3 times a week as best I can, and I have already noticed a dramatic reduction in the pigmentation in my cheeks. And that being said, like I mentioned earlier, I've already had photo rejuvenation. I haven't had it for about a year, I would say, but I have had that done, and this is actually working as well. So I think that is super exciting. Now, with Bright Skin products, if you have a pigmentation situation, the more consistent that you can put the Bright Skin message into the skin, into the dermal layers, the more successful it will become. So if you have a dehydrated skin, or if you have, then you want to have a different type of conditional mask for that. But you could mix Bright Skin Mask with Firm Skin Mask. Bright Skin Mask is quite creamy. If you had a combination skin with pigmentation, then you could also do the charcoal in the T-zone still with our balancing mask, which is just a beautiful product, and then do the Bright Skin Mask over the whole surface area. You could also do a nighttime ritual of bright skin, which I highly recommend, and a daytime ritual for your skin type. So if you have an excessively oily or acneic skin type, you might want to use those products in the morning because they reduce redness, they reduce inflammation, and they reduce the longevity of your blemish. So of course you would want that in the day. But then your bright skin is repairing and doing the targeting the melanocytes at night when your skin is not exposed. So it doesn't really matter what you've got on. It does matter, but for feeling your makeup or your texture or your oil shine at this day kind of thing. So a lot of the bright skin, for me, I would say, a lot of the bright skin products don't have the best. Are you really, Nicole? Oh, we gotta try it. You can't be scared. It's amazing, and there's nothing to be afraid of. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I know you can trust me, but there's nothing to be afraid of. When I do bright skin treatments, I don't find they have the sensory relationship that some of the other products in the Eminence line has. So I would love to add like facial recovery oil to that because it's got such a beautiful scent for my nighttime ritual. But then in the daytime, it's very uplifting to have a little bit more of your senses involved. So what I'm saying is basically you want to have as consistent of a message as you can to correct an issue that you're trying to correct until it's corrected, and then you can change it. So I wouldn't have a bright skin serum with necessarily a firm skin mask and things like that. I would try and have a bright skin mask, a bright skin treatment cream, a bright skin serum for one of your treatment times, being your evening routine, and then your daytime can be different instead of always mixing it up. The consistent signal will assist you to create the change. Changing your skin's condition through products, I must admit, is not easy. So if you're wishy-washy about it or you're inconsistent about it, you will get less visible results. And we want visible results, especially when we're investing. Yes? So my face is kind of, I don't know why, but it is definitely on fire today. Yes. So I'm going to rinse that off. You guys can keep yours on because I want to quickly try and get this milia out, and I don't want to take too much extra time, but it can take a moment. The technique that I use, I'll show you. But if you have milia, I do not recommend that you do this on your own. I just want you to be able to see that it's something that we can get rid of, and ideally show you how easy it is. So hopefully it's easy. And now that we have exfoliated and prepared the skin properly, which is one of the most important steps to any extraction, I would say, I never recommend. Oh, that is so spicy on my face. I didn't expect that. It must be from the rolling, even though I would say I had no sensitivities or anything throughout the entire day. Good to know, good to know. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, so you can also use this same technique to extract a whitehead if you must, but only if you must, and only if you prepare the skin properly. So proper preparation for the skin for an extraction of any kind is a thorough cleansing to make sure there's no bacteria on the surface, and a very thorough exfoliation will assist, especially if it is a congested, oily skin type. This particular milia won't need a lot of exfoliation to do, but it always benefits. It's a very, I'm gonna try and get you, it's a very thin, right there, tiny little white dot. There seems to be maybe a blemish next to it, but he is not a blemish, just right there. So it's a very small layer of skin that has trapped an oil. Sometimes you'll see them all across there. Once in a while they'll be in there. Sometimes they can come in this area because, again, you guys will remember that's the thinnest tissue we have on our body. And the oil just gets stuck. So how do we get rid of it? And how on earth am I going to get rid of it in, in a reverse camera on live Facebook? So this is a single-use lancet. It just comes kind of like that. I buy these at Shoppers. They are for diabetics. Let me get as close as I can here. And when I get my hands on the little spot, I poke it and I give it this little, is that like super too close for you guys? Or you guys, let me know if you guys even want to see this, because oh, perfect. So I got that little blood spot there. I don't actually normally even like doing this on myself because it's so hard to push on one's own face when you're not laying down. Oh, I got a thumbs up. You guys are in? Okay. So if this were a whitehead, let's say, because again, I don't recommend that you do this to yourself. If that were a whitehead, I would go into the side of the whitehead. I would never poke the cap, if you will. We want to try and leave the cap of a whitehead in place. If you must expose him or extract him, that's how I would do that, and then squeeze out the fluid from inside, allowing the infection to release, but leaving the cap in place so that more bacteria can't get in. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, hi Christine, welcome. I do want to wave back at you. Hello, my friend, that's my family in Vancouver. So great timing. I'm just extracting my milia on live camera, or doing my best anyway. So you can see how that is not coming out there. So what we're trying to do with this lancet is poke the smallest hole that we can. So that's why it takes a moment. So when I go in, I'm not like diving it in and popping it out. I'm trying to make the smallest hole possible. I'm just going to take a second and do it in the mirror because I can't actually see, it's not focused well enough. 1 second, my friends. But I'm doing the exact same thing, just poking. And I'll come back to do the okay. That's much easier to see myself in the mirror. Okay. Surgery! Yay! So Christine, we've been doing facial Fridays all during COVID. These are all my beautiful people. Say hi to my family, my people. And when we get, oh, I think we got it. Oh yeah. So sometimes, sorry for the gore, it's just right there, a little bit on the end. Sometimes these things will come out as a ball. Oh, I just put it back on my face, that's disgusting. And sometimes they come out as a liquid. It depends on how long they've been there. And this bleeding is actually probably because we used the Arctic berry first. So normally, it does bleed, obviously. Normally it would bleed too, but I think because we did the Arctic berry just then, it's going to be a little more fleshed. And I'm just going to confirm in the mirror that I've gotten it all out. Oh yeah, that's beauty. So the reason we want to get those out is because we know that there's a flow of oil underneath there. and it could likely get larger and larger. And like I said, sometimes they will come out as a solid ball, so the hole has to be a little bit bigger. And sometimes they just come out like a fluid. That one was almost a combination of both. It was kind of a medium size like that. Okay, so that looks good. I'm happy with that. When we do it on you in the spa, we do it after your exfoliation, and it is so rewarding. There's the texture that you can feel. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead with our Bright Skin Mask. And the Bright Skin Mask and the Bright Skin Serum both are the strongest potency of our ingredients. So our licorice root, our tyrosinase inhibitors, and they assist in suppressing the pigmentation and minimizing the dendrites. So we want those ingredients as consistently as you can. If you set yourself up for reducing your pigmentation, I really want you to be able to commit to at least a weekly mask. Otherwise, there's really no point in having it. And so many of us think, oh, I can't do my mask, it's this or that, or it needs 5 minutes. I need 5 minutes of your time. So when you're in the shower and you're washing your hair, you're putting your mask on as well. If you can mask in a hot shower, you guys, the steam will enhance the ingredients and the absorption into your skin. I need 5 minutes of your time for masking, okay? It's not a 20-minute cucumber on your eyes situation. You can do that too, and love you if you do that. That's amazing. Something else we should use, so citrus and kale is a phenomenal anti-pigmentation mask. 8 greens is an excellent anti-pigment, and Stonecrop. So those ones, Nicole, would be phenomenal. Did you get the citrus and kale? Forgive me, I don't have my details in my mind. But yes, citrus and kale, anything that is vitamin C, anything that says brightening. I'm just bleeding there like a stuck pig. That's okay. Well, stop. Also too, this will be really helpful. Yes, I thought you might have. This will be really helpful to show you how when we're finished a facial, how kind of closed off and sealed and healed that can become. I really, really want to talk to you, Nicole, about the dermal rolling. It is so good. So then we're going to leave our mask on. Remember, with your Eminence masks, again, 5 minutes of your time, but we just need a very thin layer. So your Bright Skin mask, I believe, is around $60, and it will last you so long. You could even add a mist of mangosteen or Stonecrop into it to make it last longer and thin the product out a little bit without thinning down the concentration of the ingredients. So your Bright Skin mask feels a little bit tingly. But the benefit of the Bright Skin mask is that you're also enhancing and brightening all of the skin that is healthy and unpigmented. You guys, one of the things I really want to talk to you about with pigmentation is, unfortunately, you have pigmentation that you cannot see. So you'll see some marks, you'll see some spots, you'll see some brown spots here and there, but there is pigmentation deep below the surface, again, from those deep layers that you can't see. We refer to pigment like an iceberg. So the blue fingernails is the pigment that you can see, and down below, it's like this giant, titanic, destructive iceberg. I haven't had wine or anything. So what happens if you leave it there is that it spreads the dendrites to the party, and then he comes up to the surface and basically impregnates himself through all the layers of your skin. So we have some people who will say, hey, I have a spot here. Could you please laser my spot right here? Yes, of course we can. But what you can't see is that that spot down below is quite big, and the laser will penetrate past whatever you can see into the dermal layers and destroy whatever it can find, which is so cool. So you might have a pigmentation spot somewhere and you think, oh, it's just little, and then the laser hits it and you think, oh my God, it's so much bigger now, because the laser doesn't just work on the surface. It destroys pigmentation down below as well. I will say this, that pigmentation you can see is a lot harder to remove, especially with product, than pigmentation that you cannot see. So you really, really want to make sure that if you're pigment prone and you have some visible pigmentation, that you definitely are treating the entire face for brightening products, because that whole whole thing will reduce the pigment that you can't see and reduce the overactivity of the pigmentation superhighway cells that are on fire. Okay, so we don't want to just spot treat necessarily. There is a bright skin target treatment, which is a spot treatment, and you can use that additionally on top of very dark spots, and it's particularly on your hands. So when we talk about pigmentation, I want you to become very aware that this is not about those days that you're on vacation. It is not about those days that you're on a cruise or were once in your life. This is about day-to-day sun exposure, day-to-day, the neglect of wearing sunscreen and day-to-day activities, walking to and from work or taking the dog for a walk and then coming home and putting your sunscreen on. And the reason that I want you to pay attention to this is because you'll notice if you're more of a driver, their pigmentation is going to be on your left-hand side. If you're more of a passenger, you're likely to have pigmentation on the right-hand side. So these are day-to-day things. If your arm is out the window, your hand is going to get, you know what I'm saying? Also, anybody who used to be, I would say anyone who's over 40, if you used to put perfume behind your ears, you will notice that there's going to be pigmentation in this area, and that is from this alcohol behavior that we were taught when we were young. So maybe it's anybody over 40 really, because I was taught that too. This exposure to sun with that addition of alcohol, not great for pigmentation. So I want you just to become aware that whatever you can see is pigment from way, way, way back, and there is pigment underneath the surface of the skin that is also from way back that hasn't come to the surface yet. So we need to pay attention and we need to prevent, but we also need to work the whole area. Yes? You guys with me? Let me know how your face is feeling. It's great to see you all here. Thank you so much for your time this Friday evening. It's turning out to be kind of stormy. So we are wearing Bright Skin Mask right now. It feels very fresh, very tingly, very lovely. What we're going to do after this is our Bright Skin Serum. And I'm going to show you what I have put together in the spa here at Heaven Spa. It's called the SPF Bundle. So you get a serum of your choice. Obviously, we're going to go with Bright Skin today. A body SPF of your choice, which is the same formula as the face cream SPF. So I'm going to use it all over my face. And then we have a powder SPF to put on top and finish that. And when you buy the 3 products together, they're $179 and you get a free mist of your choice as well. So that's a $44 gift with your purchase. And what it does is, I'm going to show you why. We're going to put the SPF cream all over this whole upper area. And of course, you would obviously use your arms and your other bits as well. But today I'm showing you how to be thorough to prevent damage in the upper body area. And then we're going to put the powder on, and then we're going to set the mist. So it all goes on top of the Bright Skin Serum. If you had a very dry skin, you're more than welcome to add a cream between the serum and the SPF. But if you have a normal combination, then the cream SPF should be more than enough to hydrate you. And hello, Ms. Shelley. May I get a list of products in order to use before we start? Yes, you certainly may. So the list of products or the sample pouches, we will be getting more and more of those as we order more products for the spa now that we're open and ready to party. And yes, I can certainly send you a list, a complete list of all the things that we use. And I can even send you a photo as well. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off just so that, again, I'm not taking too much of your beloved time. And I'm using my same bowl of water because I've just been dumping the towels not back into the water. So the water is fairly clean, which is great and still somewhat neutral in temperature. So with your mask, again, my friends, it's the strongest. It's like a multivitamin of the ingredients that you have chosen. So obviously Bright Skin today. But if you've chosen firm skin or clear skin or calm skin, that mask is the strongest amount of ingredients that you can get your hands on. So 5 minutes once a week if you can. Oh man, that's the good stuff. And if you can do it more than once a week, I'm all over more than once a week. For any of you mamas with young children, I do it when I'm with the baby boy in the bath, that once a week that you get to shower. Or is that just me? I don't know. But when I'm in the shower, I mask my hair, I mask my face, and I scrub my body. I love all things taking care of myself. I have a bit of a passion, if you hadn't noticed, for all of that. Okay, so there's my You can also tell, I don't know if you can actually, but I can, the redness has diminished. So bright skin does not what should I say? He targets red and browns. So if you have ruddiness in the skin, like I mentioned, this sort of coloring in there is kind of ruddiness, it assists in minimizing that color as well. Pigmentation scars, acne scars, pigmentation, and general skin discoloration. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a sunspot in order for bright skin to assist in illuminating your complexion. Yes! Okay, so now I'm gonna mist because we love. And misting the skin after your mask before your serum is going to assist us in sort of having your serum last a little bit longer because it will travel so much easier on the moist skin rather than the dry skin. And so here is Bright Skin Serum. This is your beautiful vial that comes in your SPF bundle. And again, you can choose any serum in your SPF bundle. Obviously today we're going Bright Skin, but there's Firm, Calm, Clear, and Bright. 3 drops of this serum. African potato in here, licorice root, Terra tree, forgive me, I forgot the last one. It's called a Giga White Complex. Tyrosinase inhibitor, Giga White Complex. It's in all of your Bright Skin stuff. You guys, you can also even get a Bright Skin starter set. If you're sort of like, oh, which one of these products do I like? Or do I even like any of them? Bright Skin starter set. It's, what is it? $75 for 30 days worth of things. Mask, serum, cream. The Bright Skin Day Cream has SPF in it. So that's a good one to use. I always suggest a serum underneath the Bright Skin Day Cream because essentially SPF Day products molecules are barrier molecules, not absorption molecules. So that's my Neroli eye cream, always around the eyes and the lips. I noticed in my prelude video that I had very dehydrated eye area today. So that was interesting. Okay, so now we're going to use Tropical Vanilla Body SPF. Same formula as face. Bigger bottle. 5% zinc oxide, shea, and aloe in this one. The other choice is Lilikoi, 20% zinc. A little bit more white effect, but you guys have heard me talk about this before. The mineral is so reflective, the zinc mineral, that it gives you that illuminant glow, which I think is beautiful. If you don't like it, you'll go this way. Tropical Vanilla is not waterproof. Lilikoi is. Lilikoi is reef safe. Tropical Vanilla doesn't have that declaration because it was made formulation-wise before that became an issue. So this is a lot. I'm going to use a lot, maybe even a little bit more, because I'm going to put it all the way around. And I started doing this actually just the other day because before what I was doing was like, don't get my shirt dirty, you know, like this. Don't get my hair messed up, kind of like that. And I went out with the boy to the beach one day and I had a tan line there, I had a burn back there. I was just like, that was ridiculous. And how is that even, was that me? I don't even know. So that's my Tropical Vanilla. This is again 5% zinc. Okay, so what we're doing here, I can't see, but you see what I'm doing. I'm getting this whole area, because when I walk the dog, guess what? This whole situation is being affected. So in here, and I don't know if you guys agree, I absolutely hate tan lines. So I self-tan a lot to help get rid of what looks like to me a completely unrespectful institution. So all the way across, and if you can, as low as you can, if you're gonna have a V-neck, as low as whatever shirt might expose you. And then this worked out for me the other day, like I couldn't believe. I did this in the morning, and then my son's like, hey Mom, let's go to the beach and treasure hunt all afternoon. And we were gonna go to Wild Place, we were in the shade. And I thought, well, that's fine, we were in the shade. But when I got to the beach, I had a sports bra on and I could wear it because I knew I was protected. So all the way across, all the way at the back, as far as you can reach, and all the way down your shoulders and arms. So as white as that was at first, It actually penetrates beautifully. And this one again has a shea butter base and an aloe, so it really feels more like a moisturizer. The other one I would recommend for very, very, very sun sensitive people, the Lily Koi. Make sure you get your lips. So that feels absorbed, and then I'll just make sure. And then just give it a moment to soak in so you can feel it's dry. But we're gonna go ahead and put a powder immediately on top. So this is just, for some people perhaps excessive, but if you're talking about pigmentation, again, we'll go back to the way we chatted in the beginning. There is no reason to invest in any of that unless you have invested in this, because I don't know how to say it. That would be silly. That would be silly. So I have Cherries and Berries SPF here. We also have the Jane Iredale SPF like this. Either one of these is in your bundle, so you can choose their different applicators. This one looks like this, powder, powder, and this one is in a brush. So there's different color options. So you swirl the brush to feed the brush. Once your cream is dry, the sun's coming out, that's why the lighting is changing, forgive me. This is how you tell your brush is being fed. See the powder? You raise your chin so that the powder is in contact with the brush every time. And you're imagining that these tiny little powder molecules are protecting you from the sun. So the last thing you're gonna do is like, oh, I'm done, right? You have to be thorough with this product. And this part here, I don't necessarily really worry too much with the powder. Unless you've chosen a color that you want to match. It's a beautiful color. I choose a little bit more tan sometimes. And I love, more than anything, it can go right over the eyes. Also into the hairline without messing with your hair. And then once you've got what you think to be a thorough amount on, we're going to fill the brush again. Mist. Thoroughly. Give that a moment to dry. So these brushes have a very heavy filter in here, which prevents you from overusing the product. If it didn't, this would flow like no one's business, okay? So we fill the brush like that, and then when you dust it to the side, you can see that the powder is flowing, okay? So don't continually press the back of your thingy. That will push the powder into the filter, and it will potentially clog it. I'm just gonna do this one once as well. I don't normally mix them, but I'll just show you the application of them both while we have you on live. So once this dries, can you guys see how beautiful that has made my complexion? You could tell, like when I had the enzymes on especially, it was all red and irritated. When I took the mask off, very even and very smooth. Just dry my mist. If you don't dry the mist, it's okay. You just have to wash your product surfaces a little bit more often. So this one just puffs on. This sometimes can be a little more predictable. And you see that all flowing? And the opportunity that I've just shown you when I mist between takes the powder effect away. And it also adds coverage. So if you want more coverage, then you could do this. If you did not want more coverage, or if you were just having a day-to-day time, you wouldn't need to apply it twice. This allows it, the misting allows the minerals to bind together and therefore makes it more water resistant, up to 80 minutes, the powder. Both can go right over the eyes. Get it in there. And then you can kind of see, you can see a little, I'm just going to close this again. Sun, strangely enough, makes it hard to see. You can see a little powdery kind of effect there. So we'll just blend that all in. And then the best part about this SPF bundle is that during the summer, during your vacation, during, you know, your outside activities, this would be all that you would need. Like, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but my face feels phenomenal. And then I'm using one of my favorite new nighttime treatments. This comes in our Ultimate Facial. Like that. And I would curl my lashes, put some mascara on, and be like ready to go. You know what I mean? And that's just your SPF finish. So that's why I really wanted to showcase that for you today, because the thoroughness of the cream with the serum and then your powder, like, you are so protected. I also want to touch base just quickly on what the benefits of the zinc in the mineral cream SPF and in the SPF powder. When you have a chemical SPF, so a chemical SPF 30, SPF 15, whatever, the chemicals, and they ask you to apply it 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you go in the sun, yes? So the chemicals are penetrating into the tissue, and there's a reaction when the light energy goes into the tissue. There's a reaction chemically inside the skin. So this allows for heat energy to penetrate into the tissue. And guess who does not like heat energy? Any guesses? The melanocytes. The melanocytes are stimulated by heat energy. If you have a melanocyte overproductivity, you could actually stimulate the problem by going into saunas and steam rooms and excessively heated environments, including in the shade on your vacation. So melanocytes do not like heat. It's actually part of the reason why pregnancy masks and whatnot, they just get worse and worse and worse. It's not good. When you have a mineral, doesn't it? Thank you, my darling. I'm sure yours does too. When you have a mineral SPF, a zinc property, like I said, in your tropical vanilla and in the powders, that's the main property with titanium dioxide, the heat energy is not allowed to penetrate into the skin. These minerals act like tiny little mirrors, and they reflect the sunshine away from your face. So watch out for the guy who's next to you drinking on the patio, because you're going to be glowing like stink. But that heat energy isn't allowed to go into the skin and cause that inflammation or that melanocyte productivity with that simply heat effect. Like, for me, incredible. I learned this a long time ago, that they actually use zinc on the exterior of astronaut spaceships so that the inside of the spaceship doesn't have the same heat fluctuation. How cool is that? So we are covering your face in tiny little mirrors reflecting the sun. Like, sorry sun, I might look great, but I'm not playing with you today. So that's my intense suggestion, even if it might seem like overkill to some people. Again, if you're working with a pigmented skin or a discolored skin, the SPF bundle is your first purchase. Then you're going to have the SPF Bright Skin Licorice Root Exfoliating Peel, and then you're going to have the Bright Skin Mask. The Bright Skin Overnight Treatment is the one that I use at my home all the time. It is absolutely wonderful, and I use it on top of my treatment serums like my vitamin A and my vitamin C. You can also use citrus and kale and rosehip vitamin C and E, because those ingredients minimize cellular protection with melanocytes also, but I still highly recommend that somewhere in there you get your Bright Skin Serum because of that tyrosinase inhibitor. Yeah, I'll save one for you, because I think we get to be together for you next week. Yes, Shelley? I will. Would you? Yeah, I will definitely do that. How effective. Well, that was me and my sales pitch for, like, doesn't that, I mean, I know that, but yay, now anyhow, also, also the idea is that this area is protected more efficiently than, like I said before, than when you kind of like put it on with your clothes, or you put it and you remember. That being said, I cannot stress enough, if you have this in your purse with you and you are on a patio and you think, oops, I forgot that, then you dust that on. I also love this for dusting it on your hands or your feet, because we forget that and we're washing our hands so much now. So thank you, Krista. I love it when you like are sitting at a patio and then you start to notice that your feet are burning because it's so hot out and you're getting that burn on your feet. You can quickly put that on. Also phenomenal if you're a golfer or if you play tennis, because there's none of that sweaty palm, yucky, sticky, goopy mess. And a phenomenal product for children. My son has no problem with me, dabbing this onto his face. I lotion his body and I use powder on his face. So If you guys have any questions about pigmentation before we log off tonight, please let me know right away. If you're watching the replay, I do come back and check the questions, so please feel free to drop any pigmentation questions that you have. At the spa for treatments, we will be offering, well, we have always been offering, photo rejuvenation and the new Oxyburst, which is the laser that removes pigmentation discolorations. The Oxyburst facial that we just announced in the email last week. I hope you guys all got your email. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom, waving at you. Hi, Mom. The email that you got last week was announcing the Oxyburst facial. It's a new version of the Quick Fix facial. So it's a peel, a chemical peel with the Institute Dermed. It's got lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid, hydrogen peroxide, and retinol. In that treatment, if you do a series of them, you could also get some corrective anti-pigmentation treatment in there. The new Venus Viva will target pigmentation. That's a beautiful treatment as well for large pores and wrinkles and fine lines and just general skin laxity. Wakes up the collagen, very similar to dermal rolling. The Hydrofacial does have a brightening solution that we like to use, so that's definitely very beneficial as well. And then what else? Oh yeah, we're gonna do our names for the thing. Okay, so if you guys are still here with me now that your face and your hands are free, drop me a heart. Here are the top 3 names that I have chosen, and I will write them down. Can I write them down right now? I'll put them in here afterwards. Okay, so Collagenerate. We'll do this after. I'll write it down after, okay? Collagenerate facial, Derma Boost facial, and Dermafull. Dermafull for me is like beautiful, but Dermafull. So I'll read them to you once again, and you can write down the ones that you like. Collagenerate, Derma Boost, or Dermafull. So please let me know what your preference is of those 3 names. And then I will be doing the same thing over on Instagram to create a poll. So if you'd rather do it over there, that's fine too. And then tomorrow, the one with the most votes will be the winner. I love all 3 of them, so I am totally open to your voting situation. I think they're all great, and so those have come from you guys. Those have been voted on, and Dermafull, fun, thank you, Nicole. It's like beautiful, right? It's like Dermafull, it's like I'm beautiful, but also my dermis is full of all the amazing things when you get holes poked in your face, Nicole. Yes? Yes. Any questions, my loves? Anything you want to ask about pigmentation, skin discolorations? Easily removable. Don't panic if you have skin discolorations. So many things that we can do to remove them and help you with that. If you have acne and whatnot, these SPF bundles with the clear skin serum will assist you in reducing the likelihood of those becoming permanent marks. So that's a great consideration too. Yeah. I think that was great. Thank you for joining me. My skin feels good. I feel like I should go out now, but I'm not. I'm gonna go home and wash my face again and put some Bright Skin Overnight treatment on. The Bright Skin Overnight treatment is one of my favorite results oriented. My husband prefers Derma Boost and I prefer Collagenerate. Okay, good. Is he with you now doing a facial? Ooh, is he? Thank you, Ravi, for your contribution, and thank you. You prefer Collagenerate. And thanks for writing them down. So now there are all 3 names written down. Collagenerate, Derma Boost, and Dermafull. Mom, are you there? Which one do you like best? Tell us your vote. Krista, Shelly, you guys still there? Tell us your vote. Tell us what you want the name of our new treatment to be called. The winning name, whoever came up with that, which we have obviously recorded, gets a free facial valued at $325. So it's pretty important to that person if you guys want to make your vote. If you did not win, if you entered in a name and you did not win, you will be receiving a phone call from us with a hi Ravi, with a very special offer as well. So your time and your contribution means so much to me. I could never have expected that much feedback. I really appreciate it. Dermagenerate. Mom likes Collagenerate. The name is Collagenerate. Mom, is that the one you want, or are you making a new suggestion? Oh, look at my lips. So that lip treatment, that is in our new facial. It's the Fit Glow Beauty Lip Enhancing Night Treatment. I might have to sell that, you guys. Whew, that's good. I just got I received the demo to see if I liked it enough to put it in our Ultimate Special Facial. And man, do I ever. I'm gonna have to take that home. So I put the vanilla on my lip, and I also have powder on my lip underneath, and then that is the effect. That's not bad. Mascara, who's going out with me tonight? So you guys, thank you so much for your time. Mommy, I know. As always, I have a hard time signing off. I enjoy being with you so much. You're a real pleasure in my life on Facial Fridays. Not only does my face feel great, my heart feels great when I know that you're here with me, and I hope that your skin feels beautiful. If you have joined us for the replay, drop hashtag replay down below. If you enjoy watching the videos from the Heaven Spa, please feel free to share them. It is the best way to support your local business at this time. I'll also share with you guys, we have a laser promotion for hair removal coming up. Thank you, Nicole, you're welcome. Laser hair removal promotion coming up in the early part of the fall. Because we're booking so far in advance, I'm going to reveal the promotion sooner than I do usually. So for laser hair removal, you can have a free underarm or lip treatment with the purchase of a Brazilian treatment or a lower leg treatment. So the underarm or the upper lip comes free if you purchase lower leg or Brazilian. So that's our latest, and those are booking into September. So if you have ever considered having laser hair removal in those areas, then I highly recommend that you get a hold of that promotion, and it's a great time to get started in the September months. So let me know if you have questions about that, and I will see you next Friday. Yes. Happy long weekend. Happy Canada Day next week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And thank you very much for joining me for Facial Friday. Bye for now.